Hi, welcome to Real Estate with Annie. And today I am at the Royal Palm in Palm Beach.
That's it.
And today I have with me Adam Lill. Now, Adam and his team have over 50 years of experience. So it's an honour to actually interview you today.
Thank you.
Now, I just have a few questions for you.
Absolutely.
Now, first of all, what made you start this business or go into this business?
We're a family-owned and operated business. I've been doing what I've been doing, I guess, so I got involved in the industry when I was 12 years old, when my family moved up from Sydney. And so I just fell into the family business and went from there.
Okay, so I guess that kind of answers what was your actual inspiration to actually get into property management?
Easily my parents. I saw the interactions that they were having with people and their clients, and I saw how successfully they could do their job, and I thought that that's something that I could really excel at, and we just went from there.
Okay. And what was the process to actually turn your dreams into reality?
Yeah. So again, I sort of started when I was 12 years old, working my way up from pool cleaning and gardening and maintenance and things like that, to taking the garbage bins out every Sunday at all the resorts. Just slowly worked from there. I then went to university after I finished school for 3.5 years at Griffith, and I studied international tourism and hotel management. And I then came back to work for the business with Dad, and he's sort of been grooming me into that role to one day take over his position. So his sort of mantra for me was, let's get you an expert in all areas of the business, so you have a well-rounded knowledge of all aspects, so you can do any part of it.
Good. So you really worked yourself. It's not like you were just given a silver spoon. You actually worked your way from the ground all the way up.
Absolutely.
Which is really good to know.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So what would you say was your unique selling point?
In terms of our management personally?
Yes.
Easily the experience that we have in the industry. My father, Simon, he's been the president of ARAMA, which is the Resident Managers Association for the Gold Coast. And he's still on the board currently, which he's no longer the president, but he's still on the board. So he's constantly got his finger on the pulse of how the industry is changing, what's going on, legislative changes. And from my perspective, I focus a lot on the marketing of the business. So I went to uni to focus on that. And then I worked under our previous marketing manager who had over 30 years experience in the industry. And she sort of molded me into, I guess, the person I am today in that respect. So yeah.
And what do you love about what you do? Is there a certain passion of any particular part of what you do?
I think I'm a pretty extroverted and outgoing person. I think it's the interactions I get to have with people on a daily basis. I mean, I love people, I love talking to people, and I love seeing really happy people. And that's something that we have a lot of here, especially whether it's our investors or whether it's just residents or any stakeholders in the building. Guests, of course, is a big one for us. It's mainly seeing people happy with our service and what we offer and our relationship with them. Yeah.
Well, I personally can vouch for that because you guys always have a smile on your face. So I'm sure all your guests get a very warm reception for sure.
Thank you.
So, and that wasn't paid for, okay? Okay. But last but not least, what is the advantage? I want you to explain to people, because here you do is holiday lets, you do, obviously people spend their holidays here, and you also deal with investors. So I want you to kind of explain and let people know what is the advantage of actually having an on-site manager?
Easy. We're on site, so again, we have our finger on the pulse of what's happening in the building. So if there's any issues with tenants, or there's any problems, we've got a great relationship with our committees, so our lot owners don't receive any breach notices or anything like that. If there's any repairs or maintenance that need to be done, we're here and we can action it straight away, whether it's with our on-site maintenance team or whether it's contacting an outside contractor to get the issue rectified straight away. So we know the building. I mean, I've had a history here where I used to work as, like I said, the bin boy and pool cleaner and all that stuff, so I sort of know the building inside and out. That's really the major benefit of it. Again, we're members of associations like ARAMA, so again we are aware of all the different legislative changes, industry changes, we're also members of TEQ, which is Tourism Events Queensland, who supplies with all the data of what's happening in the area. And that's really the basic.
Your resorts here are absolutely amazing. You've got a great site. I mean, I don't know if you can, well, you can. There's oceans right behind us. You're right on the waterfront here. It's amazing. It really is beautiful, and you're very, located in a great location in Palm Beach. Now, I know you do have other resorts as well. Would you just like to tell the viewers about your other resorts as well?
Absolutely. So we started off at the Isle of Palms Resort in Elanora back in 2006, and slowly we worked our way up to then purchase Swell Resort in Burleigh Heads, which we no longer own because we sold last year, but also Royal and Princess Palm, which are the two buildings that we're at now, and then also Burleigh Surf Apartments and Second Avenue Apartments, which is also in Burleigh. And hopefully we'll be continuing to grow.
Yes, yeah. And I noticed when I spoke to your receptionist, I mean, you're just fully booked out anyway.
We are pretty much fully booked until February next year.
Well, that is awesome. So I'd just like to say, if there's any investors out there, put your name down.
That's
in
right.
case anything become available, because they're always booked out. So it's a nice little investment there as well.
Absolutely. No, we actually, I'm constantly comparing our performance to our competition in the area. We get supplied with figures from a company called STR, who actually collect all of the either daily rates figures, occupancy figures of all of the buildings in the area. And when we were only recently checking it a couple of days ago, our resorts were averaging about 6 to 7% occupancy above our competition.
Wow.
So I think we're doing a really good job.
Well, that's good to know. And also, because we have a lot of people from New South Wales and Victoria who like to retire up here, I always say, when's the best time to buy? It's always like 5 years ago. So even if someone's looking for it in the future, it's always good to have it as an investment property now.
Absolutely.
And then move in maybe 10 or 20 years later when you want to retire.
That's right. They'll pay for themselves. We'll be able to cover all the water rates, levies, all that sort of jazz with a bit extra in their pocket at the end of it. So.
And that's what counts.
Exactly.
Well, Adam, I just want to thank you for your time. I know you've got a busy schedule today, so thank you.
My absolute pleasure. Cheers, Anne.